Game 3 of our grand final for Sea Tour Spring. And Mega just one Nexus away from locking in their ticket to the mid-season Invitational. Meanwhile, Empire, they were close in that Game 1, now on the brink of defeat.
Ooh. Close as a word?
Close as a word.
4 team fights worth of close.
I don't think you can get any closer than that.
Oh
Fish.
man, that was a big throw coming up from Empire. And it's so sad to see because every team that's gone up against Mega, who is still undefeated, not just in series, they have not dropped a single map in the entire League of Legends Sea Tour. That's how dominant they've been. One of the key points to point out against Mega whenever they go against any other team in the LST is they very rarely make mistakes.
And if you're Carino here, you can't be making these kind of mistakes. He's going to force out the pool. Flash has yet to be popped just yet, but they're going to chase him into the jungle. Shine going to come on over, gets the stun. Carino should be able to get to safety.
Burns a health potion there. I think that's the biggest loss coming out from Empire. Carino will be forced back into his lane. Gotta suck that he took W first.
Yeah.
Level 1's not going to be great for him, but at the same time, G4 also took his lockdown, his stun, so he's not going to have the shock potential coming out from his Q either. But early jungle pressure going the way of Jun. He's going to take a red buff away. Kha'Zix will notice this. There is wards to spot out where Kha'Zix going to jungle, so I'm going to be interested to see how Jun reacts to this, and if Caspiel's going to get away with this steal, because it doesn't look like he will.
Look at that. You already have the Braum that was looking to rotate up from Pop immediately. That's going to force Caspiel to have to back off, wanting to go to trade red for red, but it's not going to happen.
But Kha'Zix and Java might meet inside the river here. Java does have red buff. Caspiel on him with that blue.
Oh, that's a miss smite, but Scuttle does go in favor of Empire, and both junglers going to respect one each other.
So Caspiel is able to at least get some tempo for himself. He lost his red buff. Probably will get 3 buffed here by Jun if he heads straight back over towards blue. Nice jungle pathway coming out from Jun. And still, even though he's up against a jungler who has a little bit more pressure in the early game, Jun has shown once again that he knows exactly how to path in order to get the advantage, in order to continue to dish out pressure from the jungle.
I think this is an interesting changeup for Caspiel too, because he's been opting to go more on those tanks, looking to provide more CC. Thinking of Kha'Zix here, you need to be a threat.
And that's always been Empire's playstyle. When they play with Shine, Caspiel, Ribena, and Zerg are your utility players. They allow Shine, as well as Carino, to be the huge damage dealers. Look at the series against Resurgence. It was Shine who dealt massive damage and was the split push threat. Look at the series against Liab. It was Carino who was flashing in from behind enemy lines on Vladimir in order to dish out a huge wombo combo to allow Empire to win dragon fights. Caspiel, Ribena, and Zerg have always been utility players. This is something different, but it was desperately needed after how Game 1 and Game 2 went. Especially when you look at Mega's roster, they brought in Jun to the team, and he has been such a huge threat in the jungle. No one's been able to lock him down.
Look at this though, Caspiel's been able to go and trade for this blue buff. Guess what? Jijun is up here toward the top lane, and Shine is all alone. Ignite's already ticking. He's got really nowhere to run. Sure, you can counter-strike. He might be able to trade back a kill, but it's not going to happen. First blood in Game 3 to Mega.
Not respecting that Jun could have been top side of map again. Really good pathing, and guess what? He doesn't even get blue for it. Because Caspiel was called over towards top side of map, he's not able to lock down that blue buff. It's first blood coming over towards Mega. That 3 buff will still go through, and suddenly, because of Jun's pressure, Caspiel is happy feeding throughout the jungle. He's not putting down any pressure himself because he's constantly too late to the fight. He's constantly 1 step behind Jun. Even when they find an aggressive pick, Mega have found a great early invade as well as great rotations coming out from Jun to make sure he is always 1 step ahead.
So you can see the difference already. You get yourself a kill. On top of that, he's got about a 9 CS lead in the jungle, already making more impacts and already getting more farm into that Jarvan's kit. Caspiel, need to see a change-up. We mentioned it felt like a lack of jungle pressure because he was tracked the entire time during Game 2. It's not starting on the right foot.
And I actually don't think they needed to do this. I don't think they needed to go with such an aggressive jungler like Kha'Zix. I felt like what they've done with their lane assignments and drafting has already been enough. You've got Vladimir in a safer lane against Lissandra. That's not going to be as crazy as the Silas Vladimir lane. You've got Shine on a comfort champion against Hecarim. It's going to be that Jax. Caspiel could have gone more utility. This could have been his Zach game, but going aggressive hasn't worked out for him so far. I did want to point back to what we were talking about at the beginning, which is how Mega rarely make mistakes, and that's why they've been so strong of a team. Empire have been very similar. Yes, they made a few mistakes here and there, but look at how they've punished teams like Resurgence for making mistakes.
Here's Shine going for the 1v1 here on Rocky. Conquer is there.
Oh,
Who's
boy.
going to get the
Oh,
kill,
boy.
though? And it's Rocky on the pony. Now 1-0-1 in top lane. This is looking very familiar of yesterday, Fish.
Oh no, now it's been a solo kill as well. Shine has been put down again. It's so strange to watch Shine play topside map when he was against Liav. He was 0-2, constantly topside map whenever he played against Gamza. Somehow able to find his way back in, but that just felt like a really weird trade for Shine to take.
Honestly, it feels like Empire are just getting desperate now that they're on the brink of elimination.
I mean, that was just a really clutch play coming out from Rocky. Both of them knew that they had their Conqueror popped. Sure, Shine at level 6 probably would have been able to take this trade so easy, but he's not level 6. That's a key kit of Jax's that's not available to him. Rocky's the one with the consistent damage output after Conqueror thanks to his spammable Q. Shine just doesn't quite have that just yet. It was very close though, and Shine probably picked the perfect time to fight, which was when Hecarim's Ignite is down, which is about 200-ish true damage, a lot in the early stages of the game. Hecarim now massively ahead, already has Ninja Tabby complete.
On top of that too, he can now look to try and apply pressure to Caspiel every time he pushes in this top lane. Already finishing on the Ninja Tabbies as well. Shine isn't going to be doing as much damage in these trades, and you know what? Upgraded boots on Hecarim, you're feeling pretty happy. Take a look though, Caspiel going to go ahead and restart up his jungle path. The red buff has spawned. We do see though Mega immediately pressuring up toward that dragon. We have an Infernal to start off game 3 and already trying to get some vision or try and catch out a member of Empire looking to do the same.
I really want to see Mega continue to press top lane. Shine has already been put behind, he's 2 kills down. He's not a threat at this point in time. Usually this is where we say, okay, now transition that power somewhere else. I don't want that. 2 games in a row, Mega have been able to show that if they keep Shine down, he's not a threat late game. They did that on his Renekton. They did that to him in the last match in brutal fashion. Do it again. Lock down Shine, make it so that key split push threat coming out from Empire is not able to get online at all. For Empire, they're only 1,200 gold behind. They've been in this position before. Play it safe, wait for that big dragon fight, or wait for a Vladimir fight.
They're separated though, and that's going to be the stun. And Jaejun,
No!
those mistakes can cost ya.
Oi! Hello, Jun. You're playing in the highest level of Southeast Asian League of Legends. Alright, flag drag. E before Q, not Q before E. It's like simple grammar, come on.
On top of that too, you know, you're taking up that import slot. You came all over from Korea, you're hyped up into this lane, and Pop, speaking of the Koreans, having a little trouble there, gets caught out trying to get a ward down in the river.
I don't think it's very fair that we criticize Jun so heavily for a mistake. It happens. The LPL finals that was going on at the same time, we saw someone flash into a wall. I think it was Rookie.
Yeah, it was Rookie.
So it happens at the highest of levels, and no matter what, you can't say that Jun is taking up a bad import slot.
No,
this man's been a monster for the team. But I like this from Empire. They've always been the elemental dragon team. Take that objective, try and force fights there. And they're going to try and look for a dive at the Shine topside map, or at least allow Rocky to continue to proxy farm.
Yeah, Rocky can just go ahead and take this. Empire, they do get the Infernal Dragon in the end, because Jaejun went toward the top side. Are they considering this dive? They're going to wait this one out. Finally going to show themselves, and I think it's just going to be a quick knock up there into the Hecarim ultimate. Down goes the Cataclysm, and that should be some turret plating as well onto the pony.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage towards this turret. No teleport coming out from any of the Empire players means no one can really get up here to save this turret. Kha'Zix crosses the map as well. Gonna take a look at that play quickly. I feel like that was a little bit cocky coming up from Shine. I like his decision to clear the wave, immediately hit back and see if he can get back to base in time. What I don't like is he basically thought, I'm out. I've got him back to base. I'm going to be perfectly fine. I don't need to, do anything. When in reality, he needed to hit all his buttons right there. Caspiel just looking for a trade.
Rocky is isolated here. Caspiel should be able to get some damage, but you're not going to get anything else.
Whereas what Shine should be doing is trying to flash away from that initial flag drag combo, use his Counter-Strike at any point during that fight and reduce some damage thanks to what Counter-Strike does, reducing AoE damage by 30% and 100% of all auto attacks, and try to outplay that. You're Jax, you have the kit to do so, you have Flash available. I felt like he just miscalculated that he wouldn't get back to base.
Like this from Pop, though. This is kind of the style that we saw him play during the National Minors and the National Qualifiers, looking for roams immediately pretty early on in the game to help even G4 try and get an early lead against Carino in that mid lane. That's the reason why Pop was sitting on, what was it, a 68 KDA?
Yeah. I think it's the perfect champion to give Pop as well. Give him Braum. This man went to the hospital this morning. He was
and then
rushed
checked
there for
himself
an
out.
emergency. Checked himself out, rushed over to play the C-Tour finals. Insane. And I think Braum's the perfect champion to give him. You basically put up a shield and you press your Q button a few times.
And sometimes you put down an ultimate,
you're
feeling pretty good.
He got MVP in game 1. He's played really well. I like that Mega going to try and attack Riftfield here. Top side's their strongest side of the map at the moment. Going to trade that for the Infernal Drag that went the way of Caspiel earlier. Caspiel might be getting a little bit tricky here.
Nearby.
Look, he's nearby. G4 has teleport, and Hecarim has priority to get here, so it's going to be difficult. Just try and get this Rift Herald to reset.
For a reset here, Patience Bar is going to tick down. They get rid of the control ward, so that should be enough as Jadrin's actually going to let this one go.
Very respectful of Jadrin not to try and pick a fight. I felt like they could. It would burn Lissandra's teleport to get into the fight, though, and I think they want to keep that Summoner spell up, especially when Empire are running 3 teleports in this game. Think about what Mega have done by shutting down Shine in this game. Because bot lane is just going to be farmed. It's Xayah, Braum, as well as Kai'Sa and Galio. There's not going to be any real threat there. Maybe Java can get something going, but you don't really expect Kha'Zix to be a big player there. Carino's on Vladimir, who's waiting for 3-4 items even to get online. So you really attack Shine's lane. That's the lane you can attack with either, especially if you could track Caspiel, which Jun did really well in this match. So now they've locked down a lane where, okay, we have an advantage this lane. We can now take priority on this side of the map. Let's see if Empire take a fight against us. And it also makes sense against Empire based on how much emphasis they put towards bottom side plays. Look at all the elemental dragons that they've taken in the past. 75% dragon control coming into the grand finals, the highest of any team in this region. And a lot of their fights, look at the fights against Resurgence, look at game 1 against Mega, have been won. Or even look at the games against Liam, have been won off the back of setup and planned Elemental Dragon plays. So I like that Mega are focusing towards top side of the map. Seems like the key point for them to attack, to put Empire down in the early game.
Look at this though, Empire rotating their bot lane already towards the top side of the map, really prioritizing this Rift Herald. They've had it the last 2 games. It hasn't had a major impact because they haven't been able to find a massive fight. This time they're committing a lot of resources because that's a Xayah getting free turret plating.
Yep. They're going to use a teleport from Jax, actually. So this is a really early spot. 13 minutes into it, I just believe they'll drop down the Rift Herald right now. His Shine going to look for a fight against Lloyd here. But there's a teleport right behind him.
Oh no! Shine, how much are you going to commit to this? Lloyd still has Featherstorm, and it's going to finally come out there, and G4's coming on down. Pop's also... Oh no! Shine gets stunned underneath the tower. Nowhere really to run, and Pop, he's going to lay down that ultimate, and Shine is going to go on down. G4 gets the kill. Empire, sure you get a Rift Herald to charge up and toward that top lane, but man, Shine, it looks like desperation.
Remember how they were saving that teleport from G4 Opal? Well, they found the right play to use it. You can see how much damage Shine does deal, even though he doesn't have 1 item at this moment. So Lloyd has to be a bit careful whenever he goes up against this Jax. But good play coming out from Mega. Take down a kill towards Shine again. At this point, he's not really worth the full gold anymore. Still worth killing him over and over again whenever they can. It's about 1,500 gold in Mega's favor.
Yeah.
Empire do get turret plating, but they don't take down top lane turret. And now there's 2 turrets that are weak for the side of Empire, but only 1 turret that is weak for the side of Mega. On top of that, Empire have been swapping constantly, so they have been getting to lanes a bit later, moving around the map, happy feeding a little bit, not getting full value for their farm.
Big thing though, you mentioned 1,500 gold. Well, that's the exactly that this Hecarim has. So if Rocky...
It's a big pony.
It's a big pony. But if he isn't in the fights, then that gold advantage isn't there for Mega. Empire might have that possibility to maybe find a good odd man fight going their way.
They're still going to stick to this lane assignments, but because Galio was in the mid lane there, Hecarim's just going to take down top turret.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa can't fight him. So that's a free turret going to side of Mega, and they have the 2-on-1 in the bottom lane because Jax was swapping towards bottom side. So Empire sacrificing turrets.
Top of that too, that's first brick gold going on to Rocky. Looking very similar to now him on Silas, where he got all this gold funneled in because he got advantages.
I don't like that they tried to put Jax. They've corrected their mistake. They were going to put Jax top side of map, but his teleport is down. Infernal Dragon 2 has come up. If there's a play for Empire to make, it's to try and fight at this Infernal Dragon if they can find the opportunity to do so. I think it's going to be tough. Keeping Ribena topside map is going to be able to allow them to have that teleport threat. In all honesty, it should be Carino, because if you have Ribena topside, Zaire has to be there too. He has no teleport, but this is just going to be 3 turrets taken down by Mega.
Yeah, you see Empire, they're trying to set up here, but unfortunately, there's no wards that they can go for that teleport play that they're known for. Carino's stuck in that mid lane. They bring 2 people down. They don't use a whole lot of their time effectively.
And they need to find a pick. It's a 3,000 gold lead for Mega. I think this early, it's going to be difficult for Empire to fight against that. They really want this second Infernal. That would help them out so much with the gold. Oh, sorry. It's a bloody mountain. Fish! It's mountain! It's brown, it's not red! Come on! Be the better analyst. Let's go. Anyway.
Oh, here comes Mega, though. They're looking for a flank here. You got Lloyd down toward the bot side. What does Empire decide to do? Shine isn't here for a teleport. That's a flash forward, but guess what? Pony brought him on back. Hemoplague's going to come back onto G4 and to Pop. Not your primary targets. Jajon is still pretty healthy. Lloyd can't go for the steal. Empire are able to secure Mountain.
That secure was won entirely on the back of Zaire with that flash taunt, and meant that while Hecarim was charging, he had to auto-attack the Galio, denying that crucial amount of damage and forcing him to use his ultimate Gal. The pit does burn their flash. They get a dragon for it. It's not as impactful as the second Infernal, but it is an objective nonetheless. So nicely played by Empire. They don't lose anything. They don't lose the fight either. But now it's just a matter of, I said earlier that Mega have 3 turrets, it's only 2, so I was wrong about that. Now it's just a matter of keeping your split push of options available. Get Rocky into a lane against Shine, or get G4 into a lane against Shine. He's 2 levels up against this Jax anyway.
Oh, G4, he's looking for it. Not going to pop Frozen Tomb.
Oh boy.
Like you mentioned, we got item stacks, item spikes already here for the side of Mega. You got Trinity Force on that Hecarim. There, I'll ignore that one for you. Proto Belt on G4. Zaire, gotta be careful. That's gonna be stunned into a flag drag. Taunt is gonna be there. 4v3 in favor now of Empire. Pop is gonna be caught out toward the side. Killer Instinct though. Rabina able to pick up the first kill for Empire in game 3.
They need to get someone down bottom side of the map to defend that bottom lane in a turret. Rocky's gonna continue split pushing here. They burn a teleport to take a kill for themselves. I don't like Mega overcommitting there. I felt like they should have chased for Shine in the beginning. Once he backed away, settle for it, as they weren't able to get the pick on the top side map. They spent too many resources rotating towards the top side of the map when they just simply didn't have the numbers advantage due to the fact that Empire have more teleports to play around.
So Mega, almost a little bit antsy there, trying to pull the trigger a little early.
It's also not going to cost Empire too much because mid lane outer turret hasn't fallen. Ribena and Zaire can sit in the mid lane. So now you've got Ribena who can get into the team fights through Killer Instinct, and Zaire who can get in there through his ultimates. Shine's teleport's going to come back up soon. Kirino's teleport is already up. They can stay in the side lanes. They can continue to push. And they've got some time. It's going to be about 5 more minutes before the next Elemental Dragon comes up. It's a minute and a half before Baron is online. Mega don't quite have the team composition to burst down a Baron. They have Hecarim and Zaire, which is good sustained damage, but mid lane is a burst mage, so not going to have enough damage to kill that Baron this early into the game quick enough. So Empire have some time, they've got some breathing room, they've got the teleports coming back up as well. They just need to continue to look for those picks and look for when Mega continue to overstep when it comes to their side of the jungle.
Especially 3 people into the mid lane. First tier tower in mid lane often is that bastion of hope for Empire. Allows them to keep their presence in the midsection of the map, try and fight for those elemental drakes. Once they lose it, that's usually when the team starts to crumble.
Shine's rune choices have also allowed him to be not too far behind in gold. He's gone for the free boots. That's an extra 300 that he doesn't have to spend on an item. And if you look realistically at these items,
Empire.
he is a bit of a component behind.
Oh, they're not able to land the taunt. Instead, opting to charge it instead of using the Justice Punch immediately.
Yeah.
Empire, though, I feel like they're happy they didn't take that fight because multiple members of Mega were closing it.
I actually thought that Zaire played it well. That Justice Punch could have been an option, but charging the taunt inside Fog of War and hoping they step into it is the safer play, because then if you do see more members of Mega going to suddenly join this fight you thought was a 2-on-4, you can disengage with the Justice Punch, you can back out nice and easy without overcommitting. Nice play from Empire. Doesn't work out for them. They're going to now try and push for a play in the mid lane, going over wards to do this.
Team of Plague goes on to 2 members. G4 taking a lot of damage, going to be forced to go into the Frozen 2. Rabina already used the Killer Instinct. Now here comes the turnaround, though, from Mega. Cataclysm onto the backline. Carino's trying to carry, but here comes the pony from the bot side of the map. It's Rocky. He's feeling huge, but he might be knocked down a peg here, as it's only going to be the 1-for-1. I think Empire are happy with that.
Yeah, Caster's Curse comes in once again, though. Opal, I say, nice play coming out from Zeri. Immediately makes a misplay coming into mid lane. Was trying to throw his taunt to focus on looking to lock down G4 instead of thinking the bigger picture. G4 has many ways to make sure they can avoid that taunt. 1-for-1 trade for supports. No one really benefits there. But if you are behind, like Empire currently are, an even trade is always good for you. Because think of it this way. If you're 3,000 gold behind when the other team has 10,000 gold, you are at 70% efficiency. But if you're 3,000 gold behind at 100,000 gold, you're at 97% efficiency. So if you take even trades, it means you're increasing both sides' amount of gold. It means that your efficiency level is technically going up. So those even trades do work out for Empire, and it's what they should be looking to take. I like that they're still being proactive, looking for plays whenever Mega try to push for an objective, in this case pushing for damage on the mid lane outer turret, and it has meant that Empire can start to set up for this third elemental dragon.
Yeah, via the second Infernal Drake. One thing for Mega, though, the amount of vision. We saw that in that mid lane River Brush, was able to actually catch out the Kha'Zix trying to roam in. That's the thing for Caspel. It's been 21 minutes. He hasn't been able to really get a flank on anyone.
Oh, there's a teleport coming into the bottom lane as well. No.
Hello. That's going to be Rocky. He's going to get taunted, but they didn't stack the stun there from Shine, and now here comes G4, but there's going to be a Vladimir here. And now the rest of Mega are going to rotate on down. Carino has to make a decision. He decides, let's go back in. Hemoplague going to get a decent amount of damage onto G4, onto Rocky. Now the re-engage coming in. It's going to be a double taunt. Featherstorm going to come back out. Bladecaller going to get themselves the quick stun, but the Cataclysm locks down Empire, and Pop is looking to pop them off, as that's a double kill going on to Rocky.
So many misplays coming out from Empire to start that fight. Rocky, My Little Pony, charges in for the triple kill. Nice and easy coming out from Mega. And let's break this down from the very beginning, Opal. First, Empire had the advantage there. Mega blue teleport early to get into the bottom lane. You had Vladimir split pushing against a weak turret topside. Take the free objective. Let them burn this teleport. When this teleport comes out, run away, Shine. Let them burn it. It's okay. Let them burn the teleport for nothing. Don't try and force a fight. They still have more to use. Next thing that goes wrong, Carino's Zhonya's is not up right now. So him frontline like this is perfectly fine, but he cannot charge in this much. Because now he's surrounded by the entire Mega team with perfect amounts of crowd control to lock him down, and he cannot use his stasis to disengage. Ribena is nowhere in this fight when all the crowd control and all of the, what's the word for it? Distractions are being thrown out by by Empire. So he can't deal the damage he needs to in these team fights. Simple fight for Mega. They take the Infernal Dragon afterwards, and now they've broken this game wide open.
And Rocky comes on over, squashes the bug.
It's murder.
Meanwhile, though, in the bottom left, we see there Caspiel looking for a play. It is going to force the flash out of Lloyd on the Xayah. Overall,
it's like a,
it's a small, you know, like,
yeah, nice, man.
You know, you went to the fair, you brought in a really good project, and then someone squashed it, but you got a ribbon, at least in the end.
I think the best example is when you go to the carnivals, and you know, you're playing the rigged carnival games, and you put in $1, and yes, you're like, all right, another $1. All right, third time's the charm. And then $45 later, I won the teddy bear! And at that point, you're like, I got the teddy bear. I spent $45 getting the teddy bear. So that's kind of what it feels like for Empire at this moment.
Empire still holding on to this mid lane tower. It's 9-2 kills for Mega. 5,000 gold lead in their favor as well. Empire able to defend against that Infernal Dragon as well. Now Mega was able to pick that off after getting that good win. And Empire, this is often the turret that once it goes down, they lose so much control, and Mega have finally cracked it.
They've lost control over their two main buffs. Blue and red can now be attacked by Mega efficiently, especially since bottom lane inner turret's taken down. There's nowhere for Empire to hide, basically. If they want to contest one of those buffs, they've got to run a long way to get home, which means that if the fight goes south, Mega can chase them down to the ends of the earth. Saving grace for Mega. That's for Empire, sorry. Majority of the gold is on Hecarim. So while his teleport is down, there are some intricate plays that Empire can make. They're going to be difficult, but they can eliminate a large amount of Mega's gold lead if they pick the fights without him. Next gold lead is going over towards Xayah. It's not a drastic one yet. It's a bit of component, so a little bit of raw AD coming out from the BF Sword and Pickaxe. Saving grace for them again, the final one. Kirino is equal on gold against G4 and a level ahead. If he can tick over to level 16 and find a big flank like what we saw him do against Liab, they can find a way back. For Mega, all they have to do, control red side jungle. Put in deep wards, fight to the choke points where their composition is strong. Lissandra, Braum, Jarvan, Hecarim, give me that choke point. On top of that, control the vision, fake out, or look to try and take Barons, and just kill Shine whenever you know he backs in a silly spot.
Shine. He's going to pay for his life, possibly.
Yeah,
Rocky lets him go. He says, this time, you get away. Next time, I'm not going to let you. So Rocky not going to go ahead and finish off the kill. Instead, opting to possibly save his ultimate. He is going to have that teleport coming up in about a minute. So maybe Mega saying, you know what? Hold on. We could get a lot more here quite short.
Some nice wards being placed down by Empire. You got one in the mid lane, one that was over by red buff. So they know that Xayah moved over there to take that objective. So they can actually push forward, clear out the vision that Mega have successfully placed in their red side jungle, making it a little bit safer for them to rotate through the lanes to control the objective and push towards Baron if Mega try to take that later on. Next Elemental Dragon is going to come up in a minute as well. You'd expect Mega to try and control that side of the map at 6,000 gold lead. Oh my god. At least, how do you pronounce the new item, the spear?
Spear of Sojin.
Spear of Sojin.
I believe.
At least Shine's got that, which means he can team fight a little bit more. Spear of Sojin means that Shine can get multiple counter-strikes off. I think back in Season 2, Season 3, Jax was actually used as an initiating pick. You pick him topside, he split pushes really well, but then you just counter-strike, jump into a team and hope for a big stun. I think at this point, he's not going to be able to split push against the pony. He's too far behind. He's going to need to look to be grouped up the team, get that big flank with Kirino. If they can wombo combo together, hopefully Caspiel can pick off a straggler and Ribena can do something. But this is just, it's not a late game composition from Empire. They really are relying on Kai'Sa and Vladimir to do that and hoping that a big wombo comes out and while Mega misposition.
At the same time, you know, Empire, they don't want to wait too much longer, but they're just waiting for the Rabadons to get completed on that Vladimir. Once that comes up, it's going to take some time. As long as they don't lose the Baron, that might be a possibility for them because they want that power spike.
Rabadon's in level 16. Let's go.
Classic.
It's going to be brutal. You can already see Mega retaking control of the red side of the jungle, so that next red buff that comes up, that's going to belong to Mega, slowly bleeding out Empire. Remember what happened in the last game? Mega were very patient. They were controlled. They knew they don't have to make flashy plays. They don't have to make big engages. They just have to play this one stock standard. Control the jungle coming from Empire. Bleed them of resources, get a bigger gold lead, and then start to force objectives when Empire are too weak to fight back.
See Mega here setting up a trap.
Fnatic, hello?
Oh, look at this. Empire, they're a little too far forward.
No,
Here comes, that's going to be the teleport coming on in. Rocky, he's got the speed. He's looking for it. Galio did run away, but Caspel has to jump out, gets away from the Cataclysm, able to avoid from the flag drag.
Cassandra.
Mega still pushing forward here. Oh, that's the ultimate, and unfortunately, Kha'Zix can't get far enough. Rocky's able to find the pick, and now full control over to Mega with a 5v4.
Oh no. Caspiel had Mega Moby boots as well. I think at that point it would have been more fruitful for him to just try and run around Mega's side of the jungle and hope that that gives the team enough time to shove out waves and defend against this Baron take, which Mega now, without the jungle on the side of Empire, it's going to be so easy for them to take, but they're even focused on Vladimir first.
Yeah, the pings were coming out. They were considering going for a collapse here onto Carino, finding members of Empire.
They opt not to. So Mega decided they're just going to settle for the pick, so that actually doesn't hurt Empire too much.
Hey,
Meanwhile,
Shine,
hello?
There you go. There's your ultimate. Woo! Not able to finish off the kill. Shine applies that pressure. Rocky has to back off. Doesn't have that teleport available now for a flank play like they just did, so Mega kind of have to wait on that. G4, though, does have it. Look how much vision, though, came out from
And now you're thinking, okay, even though Hecarim is an item ahead of Shine,
Ooh.
with no ultimate on the Hecarim, Shine can start to split push effectively. Vladimir is level 16 and has the Rabadon's Death Cap, a big power spike for a late game carry that has good AoE and flanking potential, turning team fights potentially in the way of Empire. They're still 5,000 gold behind, but the later and later we get, remember the efficiency we talked about before, the later this game goes, the less 5,000 gold matters. It's currently a 90% efficiency. That doesn't sound like the 70% we were talking about before.
Mega push their way back up toward the Baron. It's now 30 minutes. We haven't seen a whole lot change as far as the map goes. Lots of vision being traded, tower in the mid lane, some pressure from Rocky. Like you mentioned, it feels like Empire have been able to stall it out, and this is what we've seen before.
I like this though. Rocky's just gone, okay, well, split pushing not going that great. Maybe with my ultimate I could try something. My nice, I'm not going to risk it. Let's just group up as 5, force them to take a fight now. I think that's a good call coming from Mega. Control that Baron pit. Get the fight now while you know you are strong, before things go south, before Kiruno snowballs out of control, before Shine becomes a split push monster.
See here, you got G4 that's looking for a possible flank. They're at the red buff. They've denied the vision from Empire up toward the red side jungle. Again, pings come back out to the Baron. Empire, they have to make a decision.
They've got a cheeky ward as well. There's a control ward on both red as well as blue, which means anyone tries to take blue buff, it's all over Baron's taken. Anyone goes towards that red buff, oh no, Caspiel, you can see him now, don't go there. Hey! Woo!
Orb comes out.
Heart attack, come on man!
Able to find those members. Whoa, this is big. This is a 3v4 though. Is it worthwhile? We'll have to see. Mega are respecting this.
Interesting. So Ribena positioning a little bit too far forward, but Mega didn't want to take that fight right away.
Another taunt. They're not going to have that. Uses the Justice Punch to get back to safety.
I think the entire time they were just waiting for Rocky to disengage from the jungle fight that he was trying to take against Shine and get closer towards the fight. That just seemed to be their status quo. Just look to try and get closer to that fight.
Well, it's Mega feeling like they're on a bit of an edge here. It's
man.
starting to feel like that Empire, the Sterix even popped here. Shine starting to become a monster with that lamp. Slower the game goes, more likely he'll have the real weapon.
And that's starting to feel like a bit of a morale boost coming from Empire. They can't see the goal. They don't know how far they're behind. But if you're in a solo queue game, you look at the score, it's 10-2 at 33 minutes. I'm spamming the /FF button as fast as I possibly can. But Empire, the professional team, they go, we know our win condition. Vladimir scales well late. Shine's now winning that split push matchup. If he can keep Rocky locked down, perhaps we could see the turntables take full effect, and now it could be Shine on Mega's base when a big team fight takes place at Baron. We're not quite there yet. Mega are still in the driving seat. They're still doing a very good job of controlling red side and controlling Baron side, but they're not making mistakes. Now they're finally making a proactive attempt to say, Empire, come on, you need to do something now.
Going to happen here. Redemption's going to be popped over. They now know. Teleport's going to come out from Shine. You got Ravina able to tag there. That's going to be a flash forward from the Hemo Plague. G4 doesn't have Claw available. Empire, they're going to go on in. Rocky doesn't actually hit anyone. Lloyd going to use the Blade Collar to try and go for stun. But Shine is a monster on that. Jax finds himself a triple kill. G4's running, and Empire, they have strucken back. G4 able to trade back a kill. Jaejun, though, going huge, is able to do what he can. Gets a double kill, looking for a Quadra. One-on-one, who's going to take it? It goes to the Vladimir.
You've got to be kidding. The big team fight comes through and everything with the kitchen sink goes out the window. Empire come out big. Again, it's an even trade, but most crucially, shut down Sakurino. They ace the side of Mega, and they show them they're not afraid of team fight. Looking back at that, though, Opal, Ribena, we said about him on the analyst test, he is a utility player. He's not someone that's going to make the big play. Kirino goes in. That's what he's going to do. He only gets 2 players with the ultimate. That's fine. Shine's in a good spot. Watch Ribena. He goes, you know what? My team needs me. I'm going in. Let's kill Rocky, get in the better positioning, and try and take this fight. I like that G4 recognized, hey, I can come back in after Shine gets the picture perfect play. He recognized, you know what? I can save this for my team. Empire are pushing really far ahead, and he turns this one back around, which is nice. At the end of the day, such a close play coming up there, Opal.
Yeah, the amount of AoE coming out from G4 there gets enough damage to how Jaejun to at least trade this back to be a 4-4-5. So unfortunately, Empire, they can't change that fight into a possible Baron. But, like you mentioned, shutdown gold. That was a 900 at least going onto the Jack. Shine going to pick up yet again another item. Looks like it's going to be the Guardian Angel.
Gold lead is now irrelevant as well, because that is 61,000 to 58,000 gold. A 3,000 gold lead at this stage of the game means very little. We know Shine can beat Rocky in the split push. We now know that an even 5-on-5 team fight, Empire could try and take the upper hand. Bear in mind, Mega were a little bit split in positioning. They weren't quite grouped up. They were being attacked from two different fronts and taking some Baron damage. But now this game has become dead even. And 4 Elemental Dragons Empire. Oof!
That means one lost fight by Mega. Empire, if they have Shine available, if they have their AD carry, boom. Those towers in mid lane are going to crumble instantly off a quick push.
And you think about the champions that are using these Elemental Dragons, or the Infernal one is what I want to talk about the most. Kha'Zix, Vladimir, Kai'Sa, lots of raw ability power as well as attack damage, especially on Vladimir and Kha'Zix. That percent multiplication is going to impact those champions so much more, especially like 14,000 gold coming for Carino means so much more than the 14,000 gold on G4 right now. Still a slight advantage to Jack's top side. The major advantages right now are going towards Jarvan, who the later the game goes just becomes a big old CC bot. So he's tanky right now, sure. But the later the game goes, the less that matters so much for Mega. They're still in the driver's seat, however, and Vladimir is actually fighting bottom lane against Rocky.
Yeah, Ozair maybe caught out here. Taunt's going to land. Empire, what's their decision? Rabina able to get the tag there. Shine goes on in. Killer Instinct. G4 is going to be forced to have to use the stopwatch, but here comes the teleport. Here comes Shine. Here comes the rest of the team. It's back into that 5v5, but guess what? It's a choke point, but Empire come out on top. What does Rocky do? Does he go for a re-engage? No. Empire now have the inside track toward the Baron. Lloyd and everyone else, they're split apart.
Now you got to think, did Mega dance too long around the red side jungle? Did Mega wait too long for this game to be stalled out where Empire's win conditions have come back online? Dead even game. Baron buff has gone the way of Empire, and we're having a great match here in Game 3, Opal.
Empire looking to build a throne out of the doubts that we've seen after the last 2 games. Hanging on for dear life. Shine can't be caught out like this. Gets the ward. That's going to be a Sterex. G4 is going to come. And that's also going to be Rocky. That's a GA. That is a huge cooldown to lose here. And Shine's going to get taken down.
Well, something happened, Opal. Something happened. Why Shine was there, I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm not Shine. Should he have been there?
No.
Absolutely not. If he had a coach, Coach's belt will be off right now, just getting ready for the big clap at the end of the game.
That's 40 seconds now that Empire can't use this Baron buff.
Yeah, look, it doesn't exactly that. It doesn't throw the game completely back in Mega's favor again. But that is the biggest time for Empire to swing the game back in their favor, for them to use this Baron buff, for them to start pushing for inner turrets. Shine going to take it down there means that they're going to lose half of their Baron buff to work with, and I don't think they're going to get much done for this. I mean, Elder Dragon is going to come up in 2 minutes. I think the best thing for Empire to do now is farm up, get the bits and pieces of items that are remaining, and look for that Elder Dragon.
Look at Rocky.
Rybina does have a Zhonya's here, so it's a much different build. Let's see if that helps in this fight.
He's going to get stunned up. He needs to get it off, but he just gets taken out. And Empire, they look good. They have moments of greatness, Fish, and it falls apart. Mega, I've seen this before.
Look at what the analyst desk have talked about in every single game. Game 1, Empire making mistakes. Game 2, Empire making mistakes. Game 3, Empire making mistakes. They just got back to the game. They can't afford to make these mistakes. They're going to have to sacrifice
Empire,
1 or 2 inhibitors here.
After getting themselves a good fight,
Mega might push.
Finding themselves a Baron, Mega, they don't want to keep waiting. They are able to find themselves the inhibitors. Not a whole lot of minions left. But Empire, the base now, has been scarred. And Mega now find the opening.
Look, it's not a horrible spot because we've already seen that Carino and Shine can split push against Rocky. Either Vladimir or Jax can take that fight. But Empire need to stop making these mistakes.
Empire need to go for this Elder Drake that's coming up here in 30.
They do. That's their big power play there. Have Shine split push the waves out, move over, take control of that Elder Dragon, try and take it to swing the game. And a lot of team fights in the future back there. But they haven't even taken a mid-inner, a mid-outer. It's 38 minutes, Opal.
They got to get some vision.
Get your shit together. Come on, man.
Carino taking some damage. That's going to be G4 going back. He has teleport available for this fight. Empire need to clear out the vision. They need to set a trap. They need to find something. Lloyd now also has this GA available. It's going to be hard to kill this Xayah without immediately bursting her down now twice if she has Featherstorm available.
And again, just looking at this match, it's coming down to a dragon fight. Empire, are they able to take the... What? That's not a replay?
This is live.
This is
We're
live. We're live.
It's going. It doesn't matter. Let's go. That's going to be teleport. G4, he's going to come over the wall. He has home guards available. From the side of Mega, they want to go in. It's a three-man taunt. Empire, they got nowhere to go, but here comes Shine. They're waiting out. Rabina keeping this game alive as long as possible. Do they turn around? Hemoplague is there, but Empire, their hopes might be dashed here as Shine is running for the hills. Rocky, though, wants to chase him down instead. They opt to go for the Elder Drake, and Mega just consume a lead again.
Elder Dragon's gone. Megas say we may have dropped the ball slightly. We might have been too slow to the punch. But we're back, baby. They take two capitalized mistakes against Empire. They take down the Elder Dragon, and Empire, from the team that controlled every single elemental, couldn't get Kirino, the main player for late game team fights, into that fight. He was stuck over the Wolf and Blue Buff camp. And Mega took the perfect time to fight.
Kirino gets stunned, is forced to go into the stopwatch here. That might be the nail in the coffin, Fish. He goes into the pool. He gets some damage, but it won't be enough. And Mega look to lock in the crown for C-Tour. Looking to go undefeated. Empire making one final stand. Rabina comes out forward, gets some damage here onto Pop. Mega, they back off. They're not willing to risk it just yet, but now Empire's base, Super Minions flooding in from mid lane and bot lane. They're starting to suffocate.
The damage has been done. Empire did so well to hold on and actually turn the game back in their favor. Look at the mistakes they made. Shine at red buff opposite side jungle with no assistance 35 minutes into the game. Ribena and Zaire pushing for mid lane outer 38 minutes into the game, no assistance. That is rookie mistakes being made by a veteran team of Empire. This is two of the biggest teams in Malaysia combining into a super team for this split, and those are rookie mistakes that have swung the game back in Mega's favor. Scratch those to a side. They're still even. They fight around Elder Dragon. Their win condition is Kirino is on a late game scaling champion of Vladimir. He has 5 items at that point in the fight. Why is he not in the team fight? That just means that you only have to kill one person at Empire. You kill Ribena, the game's over.
Rocky's on top of him with the Elder Drake. A decent amount of burn damage. Rocky has to be careful here. Seeker's not going to land. That's going to pop Sterix from Rocky. Not going to have that for the next fight. Baron, though, is now available in the next couple of seconds. There's a minion wave pushing in mid. You have to deal with that on the side of Empire. Shine is in the bot lane. He's pushing that back. He has teleport.
You've got double teleports. Elder Dragon is still live, and it will be live for this Baron fight if Empire try to take it. Caspiel, what the heck?
Gets caught out. That might be it here, Fish. They have no way of stealing away this Baron. And just like that, Empire, it's looking dire. Mega now in full control, looking to push down the pedal and finish this game.
Yeah, Shine's going to go back to base. If not, it's going to be a 4-on-5. Desperately trying to recall. Rocky doing everything to stop this bot lane push. Mega know that with Caspiel dead, this Kha'Zix doesn't do too much late game. He's a squishy pick that never got rolling. He's 0-4-5. He's stuck on 3 items. Again, this could have been the game where Empire went for that tanky jungler due to the pressure they had. They didn't. And Mega, despite dropping the ball a couple times, despite not being able to take it to Empire in a couple of the team fights, even though they were ahead, they found their momentum. They found their groove. And they are literally one nexus away from punching their ticket to the mid-season invitation of 2019.
Let's see, Mega, final tower that's remaining before the last inhibitor. And they take it with ease. Shine is trying to go for a 1v1 onto Rocky. They try and go for this. They only land the taunt. They get the knock-up onto the Vladimir. Rocky's into the backline. Pop, though, is able to find the kill. And G4 just splits apart the fight, and they're able to go on a rampage, Fish. And Mega, undefeated in C-Tour, look to lock in their ticket to the mid-season invitational and take home the crown of C-Tour.
In dominant fashion as well, Opal. That was beautiful from Mega to start the finish. Sure, again, dropping the ball a couple of times, but well-deserved champions looking to represent Southeast Asia at MSI.
And Mega, they were second to Ascension Gaming. They picked up the pieces of the organization, brought it in-house, brought in the help of Jae-Jun, Pop, and Big Papa on the coach, were able to rebuild this team and be as dominant as they were before.
Not to mention as well, players like Warlock, who have played for so long in the Thai scene, played for Bangkok Titans, was a World Championship player himself. Now the strategic coach coming in for Mega. Really good drafting. I mean, look at that entire best of 3 series. Game 2 was won purely based on draft. And even when they dropped the ball a couple of times in Games 1 and Games 3 against Empire, Mega knew exactly how to pull the game back, where they went wrong, and how to fix those mistakes. They're just dominance play. They were favorites from start to finish.
Dominant play. You do have to commend, though, Empire making their way to the final. Were able to, you know, make Mega sweat a bit during that Game 1.
Empire weren't expected to make it to yesterday. We thought that Empire would lose to Resurgence. They were the top dogs coming out from the region. Not only did they qualify for the C-Tour Major, but they also took down Liab, the other undefeated team who we expected to go up against Mega in the grand finals. The Dark Horse was able to sail all the way, and out of the 3 games played today, you could look back at 2 of them, Game 1 and Game 3, and say that could have gone either way.
Well, Mega take the series 3-0, lock in their ticket to MSI. For us, that's going to be it, but we're going to send it back on over to Grandin and the analyst desk to help break things down.
Thank you very much, Oppo and Fish, for the amazing cast coming in. Game number 3 is going to go over to Mega. They pick up the best of 5 series win. And with that being said, 2 of the analysts on the desk will be at the start, or at least my analyst and my host here, got their predictions wrong. And Cindy, I have to ask, every team you've rooted for on the analyst desk has ended up losing. How does it feel becoming a full-fledged caster with the curse?
Well, bittersweet, Brandon. Bittersweet.
Bittersweet because you have a curse on you?
Yeah.
You're finally like baptized.
Yes,
with the curse.
I know. It's like, but I'm so sorry, Empire. I should have known.
And how about you, Riku? Because you coming into this, we didn't get to hear your predictions at the very start of the match. What were your thoughts? Who do you think was going to win in the end?
Well, after looking at game number 1, before this series even started, I was hoping for a 3-2 in favor of Mega. I was still expecting Mega would win, but I did not expect a whole sweep, which means, hello, we've got Mega with a clean record here in the LSD.
They did
Absolutely.
get a perfect game after all.
Undefeated all the way into the finals, winning it all. And let's take a quick look at the picks and bans after that game, because I know that, Cindy, you had a couple of questions about this Kazakh's pick going into the match.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, okay, Jarvan was first picked, and I knew that was like Caspiel's comfort pick, and I think Nocturne was banned as well. Yeah, but why Kazakhs though? Right? Like, he could have picked Sejuani. He could have picked Zac even. Like, Zac, okay, he didn't perform well in that game, but the Zac would have had much more impact considering that, yes, they have a Jax to split push, but they kind of need to win that team fight as well at the 4v4. And the Kazakhs was just like walking back and forth during the team fights because he couldn't really do anything. And
yeah, I have a feeling Caspiel really has this affinity towards, you know, more kill impact sort of champions. Like, Nocturne is always insta-banned. So he was actually hovering over the Olaf, so I was expecting it to be locked in because he's really strong early. He's just press Ragnarok and just run towards you as long as you hit the axis and stuff. So, but he went towards the Kazakhs, which is actually also okay, but not 100% consistent, if you will.
I mean, if you take a look back at the game and see how things really broke down, you can look at the game stats, and it was just an impressive one from Empire. They really managed to give Mega a run for their money, but talking about some of the weaknesses they had with their draft, and because, you know, Fish and Oppo were harping about this going into the game, Mega looked like they had a really strong draft. Empire, you also mentioned something about his top lane pick that kind of stood out to you.
Yeah, I was actually hoping for Renekton because looking back at all what Shine picked, it was Fiora, Irelia, Vladimir, Renekton, and then you get a surprise Jax out of nowhere against the Hecarim. But when we rewind a little bit, we saw that Renekton wins early against a Hecarim, and we've seen that in previous games, so why not pick that? But they opted for the Jax instead, which did not work out so well. He was 0-4-0 at some point in the game.
Oh, that's a rough one. Let's take a quick look at some of the things that happened throughout the game. And talking about that top lane pick, that's the Jax. And one of the early dives that put him 0-3 to start off the game. This top lane synergy, tell me a little bit about how Mega have been able to work with the Hecarim and the Jarvan in this game.
Yeah, the Jarvan in the game, it was first picked at, they were blue side. Let's get the Jarvan. Obviously, Caspiel also has a comfy time with that pick, and it just worked so well because they always focused on, Rocky side. They saw that the weakest lane so far that they've seen in that draft is top side. Let's capitalize on the fact that he doesn't have wave clear. He's going to be very open to dives like that, and therefore, yeah, let's focus on that and kill one of the weakest, probably one of the strongest lanes potentially if they let Shine alone.
And it kind of felt like they had a bit of a conflicting ideology with the composition as well, because you had the Kazakhs coming in, but at the same time you had a lot of big team fighting elements. So even as we look back into the game, I mean, Cindy, run me through this a little bit, because we see these big team fights, but does Empire really have the tools to win these team fights?
I feel like they always, kind of force fights where it's not very beneficial. And like, for example, like this point, like they had a Galio.
Yeah.
Galio could have just arranged like this, a very nice 4 or 5 person taunt, and Kirino coming into ult. That would have been such a good fight. But it's always Kirino kind of throwing in that ult early, only hitting like 1-2 people, and no one kind of following up to, deal the damage. And
yeah, looking back
they're
at
just
what
losing the fights.
Yeah, looking back at what Fish said, why teleport when you can just go back and let Kirino split push at top side? At least you punish that teleport. He can't cancel it anymore. So I feel like there's so many forced things from Empire, and that's the reason why it just kept piling over.
Yeah, and it really felt like Empire coming into this, the first game, really gave Mega a run for their money. But approaching that third game, it looked like the strategy they were trying to employ really were working out for them. And even towards the last team fight, you could see that Empire, they actually managed to fight a decent number of fights for themselves. But at that point, the composition that Mega had picked up just looked too strong. But let's take a look back once again at Empire and the way that it got here, because both teams are really dominant. But I really want to highlight the way that Empire managed to make their way in here. The Singapore-Malaysian region, playing up against Resurgence, that was a difficult opponent for them to go up against. How has their playstyle kind of evolved from those matches back then and against Mega today? Rico, why don't you take that one?
I was watching the replay.
All right, but basically, a summary, how has the gameplay changed from the matches between Resurgence versus Empire and Mega versus Empire?
Okay, so normally when we see Empire, they're the type that likes to chill a little bit and give up the early game. But the thing is, it may work against Resurgence, but it will not work against Mega, because upon, checking the records, Mega hasn't actually lost a game, whereas they lose. Wait, I thought. Oh, okay. When they win the lane,
Yes.
It's guaranteed that they win the game. So that's what I'm trying to say here. So I feel like Empire cannot bank on the fact that, let's give the laning phase to them first. They cannot bank on that all the time, especially on a team such as Mega.
And we do see our man of the match coming in. It's going to be Rocky up in the top lane. Cindy, I know you had a couple of thoughts about this MVP selection. What do you think about Rocky on the Zachariah?
Yes, he definitely did several flashy plays there, like, solo kills and like winning the lane early game. Yes, he got a lot of help from Jarvan, and I think we're kind of split between Jarvan and Hecarim.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jarvan made a lot of minor mechanical mistakes, like missing his flags and,
I mean, it was a toss-up. We
Yeah,
also
it
had
was a
that really
toss-up,
big
yeah.
play from the Jarvan
Yeah.
coming in at the last second, almost kills off the rest of the team. Gets a triple kill, dies off the Vladimir in the end, but it will be Mega being the team to come in with that big win. Very impressive set of matches from both sides here. A perfect streak for Mega all the way to the very end, and that's going to be the big 3-0 win. So I'm going to say that, my analysis was a little bit off 3-1. It still can't be as bad as Fish's 0-3 the other way. I mean, come on, are you even trying at that point?
That's true. Cannot beat the caster curse though.
You can't beat the Gases curse.
It's okay. It just means
I'm so
that-
sorry.
You're coming back for LSC Summer? Do these teams need to get you out
Yes,
for LSC
now that
Summer?
I have learned my power, I know
Yes.
what to do.
You know
Be
what
careful,
Have the power.
teams. Be careful.
as we're looking to see that final slide to show Mega coming in with the win at the end of all this. LSC being able to pick up the seed going into MSI, the Thai region, constantly battling out with the VCS for that top seed, making a name for themselves now. Moving forward, we're looking to see some very big things for them. With that being said, it's been an awesome day for the entire broadcast team, for myself, Cindy, Riku, Fish, Oppo, and the broadcast team. We'll see you guys next time for LSD Summer.
Okay, here it goes.
Zare there, has the ignite, has the heal. Unfortunately, he's already going to be popped here. And Flag Drake's not going to connect as Lloyd is able to just dance around them. Zare's taking tower shots and then back off. And that's not going to look too well because unfortunately there is no escape this time. Zare could come over the wall. He's going to get the knock-up coming out from Jun, and G4 is nearby. The claw is down. They're going to jump on in, but it's a double taunt. And now Mega, they're trapped within the blue pit. Cataclysm coming back over the wall. G4 has no be a teleport coming on in from Carino on the Kali. And Empire, they're going to go ahead. They want to take this fight, and they are separated. So now Mega, here comes the Galio on from the ultimate. Shine goes in onto the back line, and look at the disruption coming out from Empire Zone. He will. It's going to be a 5v5 in the middle of everything. Lloyd is trying to kite for his life. Is he able to escape though? He's able to keep kiting back, and Mega, they finally find themselves a fight they've been looking for. Shine can't do anything. Caspiel tries to go to safety. Binion still on that bot side inhibitor though, and they are knocking, but Mega, they find their answer. They have control wards. Castle almost getting caught out, but look at Zare. He's able to zone away the rest of the team. Cleanse is going to come out. Shine wants to go in onto the back line. Redemption going to come on down, give health back to the team. Galley Ultimate going to come on down, is able to pop in onto Lloyd. Fate's Call comes back out. Pop is in the middle of everything. Somehow though, Rocky is able to find the kill. Can they take down Empire though? I don't think it's there. They're stuck in the red buff pit though, and it's up to this Akali to somehow find the kills. Unfortunately for Carino, it might not be enough. Has to pull off a 1v3. Unfortunately, they're going to get smacked down. Triple kill.
But this is a little bit risky. No Guardian Angel to June. They're going to start it.
There we go. Empire wants to jump on in. There's the teleport from Shine. Galley Ultimate's going to come down, but it gets interrupted. Rabina has so many shields on this damn Kaisa, but they're not anywhere close to the fight. The Akali, though, is currently 1v4ing, and Shine is trying to get off back. Here's the question, though. Is Lloyd going to be the target? They jump on top of it, but the Kalista is still outputting enough damage. And on the back of Lloyd, Empire are not able to finish it off. And Mega, they're able to turn it right back around as Rabina's getting hunted in the jungle.
Look at the...
Onto the 80 carry. You can look to disengage, but guess what? That quickness, instant engage into the Featherstorm, but the Blade Caller won't be able to do enough. Both flashes burned by the bot lane.
The game doesn't have the damage it needs, but up top side, what's going on here?
Shine, his emo play gets used against him. They're going to trade back health and forth. You know, he gets a little bit of health, I get a little bit of health. Rocky, though, still applying pressure here on the Silas, and Shine, he's got to be careful here. I think he has Pool, but I don't know for how long, and that's just for 500. But guess what? They're looking for a play here on the side of Empire. They have the man advantage. It depends, though. Are they able to do anything with it? Because Lloyd just comes beaming across the screen with the killer instinct into a 3-man Cataclysm. They look to disengage with the Emperor's Divide. They're able to maybe caught out here. Doesn't have flash available. He's going to turn that around and immediately get the passive being procced onto that Zac. He's going to try and go for that kill. He's trying. Quickness is there. G4, he's just juking left and right. Death Mark is going to be popped. Where do they try and go for? No flash available for the Galio. It's going to be G4 just jumping in and almost gets taken out. Rabina's able to take the kill. Meanwhile, bot lane, though, Rocky is pushing onto the base. It's a 5v4. Mega at the disadvantage, but guess what? Rocky, he's just pushing for Nexus towers at the moment. No one from Empire can stop this. Rocky,
down, the
they can't do it. The Sheen's going to take that out. Rocky is able to backdoor the base of Empire. Caspel, sure, he comes on in, but the Kingslayer, he just denies him, and Rocky.
Similar. Yes, they made a few mistakes here and there, but look at how they punish teams like Resurgence for making mistakes.
Here's Shine going for the 1v1 here on Rocky. Conquer is there. Who's going to get the Q, though? And I think it's just going to be a quick knock up there into the Hecarim ult. Lloyd still has Featherstorm, and it's going to finally come out there, and G4's coming on down. Pops also. Oh, no! Shine gets stunned underneath the tower. Nowhere really to run, and Pop, he's going to lay down that ultimate. And Shine is going to go on. Two members. G4 taking a lot of damage. Going to be forced to go into the Frozen 2. Rabina already used the Killer Instinct. Now here comes the turnaround, though, from Mega. Cataclysm onto the backline. Carino's trying to carry, but here comes the pony from the bot side of the map. It's Rocky. He's feeling huge. Vladimir here. And now the rest of Mega are going to rotate on down. Carino has to make a decision. He decides, let's go back in. Hemo Plague going to get a decent amount of damage onto G4, onto Rocky. Now the re-engage coming in. It's going to be a double taunt. Featherstorm going to come back out. Blade Caller going to get themselves the quick stun, but the Cataclysm locks down Empire, and Pop is looking to pop them off. as that's a double kill going on to Rocky.
So many misplays coming out from Empire to start
He's
that
coming.
fight. Rocky, my little...
From Shine, you got Ravina able to tag there. That's going to be a
Oh, no.
flash forward from the Hemo Plague. G4 doesn't have Claw available. Empire, they're going to go on in. Rocky doesn't actually hit anyone. Lloyd going to use the Blade Collar to try and get this done. But Shine is a monster on the Jax. Finds himself a triple kill. G4's running, and Empire, they have strucken back. G4 able to trade back a kill. Jay-Chun, though, going huge, is able to do what he can. Gets a double kill, looking for a Quadra. One-on-one, who's going to take it? It goes for this. They only land the taunt. They get the knock-up onto the Vladimir. Rocky's into the backline. Pop, though, is
G4!
able to find the kill, and G4 just splits apart the fight, and they're able to go on a rampage, Fish. And Mega, undefeated in C-Tour, look to lock in their ticket to the mid-season invitational and take home the crown of C-Tour.